You know, I made a promise this year. Be less vile. And, like, swear less. And stop saying things like butt plug and titty milk.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Going great. I feel like I'm making some great strides. Well, and it's also like a, you know, it's like, make sure I'm brushing my teeth twice a day, and I already have a pretty decent routine with, like, showering and whatnot, but, like, you know, washing my face more, I got, like, a scrubber cleanse. I just need to get some soap for my fucking sailor mouth.
That's probably a flavor of gamer soap.
Yeah,
Sailor mouth soap.
I was gonna say whore mouth, but that doesn't even make sense. Whore mouth is probably also not a flavor of gamer subs.
It might be.
Because I think that's a euphemism for, like, gonorrhea.
They have Grandpa's ashes as a flavor.
Yeah, but Grandpa's ashes is funny. Gonorrhea flavored slushies. Or, like, caffeine water. Not the most appetizing. You know what I was thinking about the other day? There's that one scene from the second Austin Powers movie where Austin Powers drinks a literal cup of shit.
Gross.
And it's like, it's played for laughs. And apparently the South Park guys used that as a bar when they were trying to get their stuff not censored.
Fair enough.
So they would be like, hey, we want to be able to have a scene where a man shoves his ass onto Paris Hilton and then, like, shoves her so far in there that she disappears.
Oh my god, I have not gotten this in forever.
And then the ratings board goes, no, we're not letting you do that. And they respond with, Austin Powers drank a cup of shit, and that was a PG movie.
Austin Powers is PG?
No, I think it's PG-13.
I thought it was rated R.
No, it's not. The first one's PG for sure. It's shockingly tame. They just got more insane as the time went on. But let me check that, because I might be totally wrong. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. PG-13. 1999. Comedy adventure. 1 hour and 45 minutes. Still PG, though. Kids could go see that. They could watch. Famous comedy actor Michael Myers drink a cup of diarrhea.
Yes, famous serial killer Michael Myers.
You do know that they both have the same name, right?
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Right, yeah.
I didn't know that as a kid.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people, when they were young, really drew those lines together. If I remember correctly, in that scene, not only is he drinking a cup of diarrhea, but the mug literally says the word diarrhea on it as he's drinking it.
So I think it's hold straight in the notch, and then one notch to the left as soon
Northwest,
as I hit.
yeah. And then northeast.
I think it's either northeast or straight east. I think it might be straight east.
Okay.
No, it's northeast.
It's northeast, yeah. That makes sense.
Interesting.
That makes perfect sense.
So if it is just that...
So it was made to be done by a human then, and not some sort of weird fucking cyborg who hands it off to his older brother because he's bad. Based on a true story. Not me, though. I'm great.
I was gonna say, are you the...
I don't have an older brother.
I was gonna say, you are an older brother, if I'm not mistaken.
And I don't think my brother ever played Majora's Mask. Well, he might have, but I'm not sure. I never owned Majora's Mask on N64. I did borrow it.
God damn it! God damn it!
Yeah.
Sorry.
And my sister doesn't like video games, so that's not happening. Well, actually, no, she did like Pokemon until I stole it from her and then started playing it behind her back. That was cool.
Which Pokemon game?
Pokemon Red.
Really?
Wait, was it Red or Blue? I can't remember. Maybe it was Blue. Honestly, they're all the fucking same. As good of a gimmick as it was for sales, that whole sell two versions of the same game thing makes less and less sense the less physical they get.
Yeah.
But money. And then you look in the eShop and it's like, hey, do you want to buy both games for double the price? And you go, you're goddamn right I do.
You get like $10 off if you buy both.
Ooh, $10 off. Yeah, but it's the same game.
Mostly, yeah.
Like, it's even hard to make the excuse of like, oh, well, you're getting slightly different Pokemon. And it's like, that's true. Hey, at least in Scarlet and Violet, it was like the future and the past Pokemon. So that was cool.
You also got a slightly different, like, end game story.
Yes, and some of the characters were different too.
Yeah.
I will say the whole future past Pokemon thing, I did turn around on that a bit. Mostly because I think the lore of it is really cool. I'm still not a big fan of the let's just redo designs from existing characters. But I think that's mostly just because I think if you were going to make a robot of a Pokemon, making them exactly the same, or at least pretty close, seems... Like, why not put some, like, grappling arms on them? Like, why not make a robot Machamp that has 100 arms? Why not make a Lickitung that can, like, extend its tongue all the way out into the stratosphere? Like, why limit yourself to the base design of the Pokemon? I get lore-wise why it's that way. But I feel like it could have been expounded upon better. But the lore is cool. And also that final boss fight is really cool. Actually, that whole final area is pretty fucking cool.
That whole final area is pretty fucking cool.
But that's, to be fair, the Mr. Fox is doing a lot of heavy work on that one. I appreciate you, Mr. Fox. This feels like somebody told us to flip a coin, and we couldn't stop until it came up 50 times on one side.
Dude, I think I would like that better.
With the flipping the coin?
Yeah, because that at least that's just a waiting game, not a I can't believe I fucked it up again.
It's interesting too. I was actually reading a thing on chance and probability, and it was basically built on the principle of the larger. Like, everybody's familiar with, like, okay, the more data you have on something, the more it evens out. If you flip a coin 100 times, it's not gonna be exactly 50-50, but it's gonna be kind of close.
Yeah.
But if you flip it, like, 100,000 times, it's gonna be pretty damn close to 50-50, right?
Yeah.
It's more information. But the interesting part is, there are weird patterns the larger packet sizes you get.
Yep. Right. Sometimes it'll just be like 32 heads in a row.
Exactly, and it's like, it's a statistical anomaly that you can actually predict to some degree, because the more information there is, the more likely it is that the thing that seems unlikely will happen. And you can use that to predict chance analysis and what feels fair. We're looking at, like, matchmaking. A good example is, like, the percentage chances to hit in XCOM.
Okay.
So it's like a thing pops up in XCOM and it's like, okay, 72% chance to hit. And everybody who plays XCOM will tell you 72% chance to hit means you're gonna miss. Because that game's bullshit. But the reason it ends up working out that way, and the way they calculate difficulty, is the hardest difficulty mode in XCOM is just flat percentage. Like, it doesn't cheat, because that game cheats a lot in your favor. And, like, a lot of games with percentage chances and, like, mischances and stuff do that as well, where if you keep failing over and over and over, a number of games will put things in place so that it will tweak them. Or, like, critical hits in Fire Emblem are like that, too. So that eventually, even if you keep failing, it will eventually just give you a guaranteed win. And XCOM does that too. It's just you don't notice that because the information it's giving you is not perfect, but that's a good thing. So the concept of mass attacking statistics says that the more you do something over and over and over, the higher likelihood that it's going to stop feeling fair. because the distribution is going to hit a point where you're just getting shit on due to random chance. It's kind of like when you're on like a win streak in like a competitive game. It's like there's a chance that you're just going to hit just the right opponents and you're going to be in just the right set of moods so that over and over you keep winning. But it's not necessarily because you're winning because you're doing better. You're winning because you've hit a statistical anomaly where everything is just lined up for you to win, rather than it being a matter of skill. Which is important.
Come on!
But not representative of a wider whole. I thought that was interesting. Really getting my ass beat on this one.
I'm so glad we looked it up.
Hey, good call.
Otherwise, we would have been at this for like weeks.
Damn, Caleb, you're so smart.
No.
Hey, using your resources is important.
That's true.
That's a proof of growth that you can accept that you need help. Either that or it's a sign of Jesus. It's one of those two. So, oh, hey, so this reminds me of the time I was at summer camp. It was like a Bible camp. Yeah. So this one time we were doing this exercise at Bible camp. And
how do I hold on?
What? Just keep going around.
Sorry, Bible camp, what? Hold on, go.
So they did this exercise, and everything at Bible camp is just like got this weird undertone of just like, hey, you know who's cool? Jesus. And you're like, you know what? That dude does seem pretty cool. So there was this exercise where it was a bunch of ropes tied to a tree. And I'm like, okay. And they put blindfolds on everybody. And they basically go, hey, you need to be when you're blindfolded, find your way to the end of this rope maze by feeling around. Like, okay, that sounds fun. So we all start on the rope and we start feeling around, we start looking for the end. I'm like, I bumped into a couple people here. This is strange. I'm a child, so I'm gonna cheat and look through the handkerchief. So I just kind of pull it up and start looking down at the rope. And I start going around, and I look down and I realize, oh, this thing doesn't lead anywhere. This is just a bunch of ropes tied to a bunch of trees.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I cheated like the little asshole I was. And I realized that the ropes were just tied to trees. There was no end of the rope maze. And I look around, and I'm like, all the people are no longer feeling around on the trees. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I keep going, still cheating, and looking at the rope. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I just kept going. And the pastor walks over, and he goes, hey, son, would you like some help? And I go, no. I want to beat this. And he goes, okay. And I keep doing it for another 5 minutes. And he walks over again and it's like, son, would you like some help now? I'm like, not really, no. I kind of want to... I'm feeling stupid, though. And he's like, okay. And he takes the blindfold off. It's like, now you see the importance of asking for help when you feel lost. Just like with Jesus. I'm like, but I didn't ask for help.
You said that to him?
No, I didn't. I didn't have that much balls. I'm like, no. I looked through the... I feel like there's an allegory or like a metaphor in there somewhere. Like me looking through the blindfold is like Satan or something. I don't know. It's always a fucking metaphor. But I just found it really funny that after a certain amount of time, everybody was already finished because they all were like, hey, can you help? And I didn't want it. So I was the only one still on the rope maze and making everybody wait for like 10 minutes.